Hey everyone, this is the Michael Wilby Show, episode number 26. I'm your host, Michael Wilby. Today I'm going to make a big announcement regarding the podcast, as well as my thoughts about the Orientation Camp of the Hamilton Bulldogs this past weekend at Chedoke Twin Pad Arena. And finally, talk about the Hamilton Ticats' latest acquisitions and the forthcoming mini-camp schedule that has been announced earlier this week. But first and foremost, I would like to talk about the future of the podcast as the Michael Wilby Show, yours truly, has reached 26 episodes. I would like to switch things up with this podcast for the near future, as I originally intend to at the beginning of the creation of this show. My intent was to provide the news along with sports. Now, 90% of the time that has not had happen. So I have officially decided as of today that I am going to be focusing solely on the coverage of the sports landscape here in Hamilton, as well as National Football League and Major League Baseball for the very near future in this very podcast. So I hope you guys will like the change officially. This has been done with great thought over the last several weeks and 11 months as I weigh in the future of the podcast. So I ultimately led me to decide revealing, I should say, about the future of this podcast. So, without further ado, let's go on to the Orientation Camp of the Hamilton Bulldogs, as the Hamilton Bulldogs held their orientation camp, mostly rookies. It took place at the Chedoke Twin Pad Arena, my own stopping grounds in the Hamilton West Mountain neighborhood. There was a really good turnout, and I was very impressed, to say the least, at the quality of play by the first-time Bulldogs. Many of them are first-timers, and the other ones are like jogging in for veteran position on the team come training camp in September, late August, early September, is tentatively scheduled to be at First Ontario Center, I believe. But we'll get you the immediate notification regarding to the show of the training camp, I should say, at First Ontario Center in the very near future, if it's going to be unveiled. So here at this camp, like I said, I was very impressed with many of the talent, especially the two high draft picks that Hamilton drafted a couple weeks back. It was Connor Roberts and Riley McCourt, and they both looked very impressive. Connor Roberts definitely showed a lot of skill and a lot of really good shooting ability. I said it before in the last episode. The number 3 overall draft pick of the Hamilton Bulldogs showed a lot of professional caliber ability. He showed it on full display, and boy, they made an impression on me. But he was not the biggest impression. The biggest impression was the play of Riley McCourt and Brendan Scanlon, who is from Hamilton. Both of them are draft picks, respectively. And McCourt played really well. Scanlon, who played along with McCourt on Team Red, along with Connor Roberts as well, did a very effective job in giving the opportunity, and he sure will make a strong push for a spot on the defensive core in Hamilton training camp coming in late August, early September. Projected to be late August, early September. But it's more than likely, according to Scott Riley from the Hamilton Spectator, he posted an article, I should say, late Sunday, early Monday, and said that Riley McCoy is widely expected to get a stronger look than Brendan Scanlon in training camp time. But anything could happen between now and training camp, especially with probably a few players that tend to be going to NHL training camps during that time, or probably go to university or even go into the National Training Development Hockey Talent Program, which in the case of Jacob Pavenka and DJ King, the other draftees of the Hamilton Bulldogs, are likely headed as we speak at this time. But like I said, I'll say this before, I'll say this again, anything could happen between now and then. Like I said, it was a really good turnout by the crowd in Hamilton. Most of the crowd were pretty much family and friends, but it was indeed a good turnout nevertheless. And I'm pretty sure if first on Tuesday, I know it ain't an option, come in the summertime, like late summer, when it comes to training camp sites, I think Chedoke Twin Pad Arena would definitely be filled with a lot of talent, a lot of the season ticket holders and fanfare at the Chedoke Twin Pad Arena. It is an excellent facility, still nearly 30 years old, and I believe they'll still undergo renovations at this point, but we shall see how it goes in the near future for the Chedoke Twin Pad Arena. But it does look like it's a good facility, but still it's relatively in interior renovation right now. They got a major money from the government not too long ago to increase the interior of the arena. The landlord expanded. They expanded the building to accommodate the lawn bowling. Folks, that was displaced back in when the Hamilton House sign says St. Joseph Jovinsky. No, it wasn't Jovinsky. It was a West Fifth campus. West Fifth campus, the old where the old sign line was. There used to be a lawn bowling facility there, but it was demolished in favor of the new psychiatric care center. And fortunately enough, Chedoke Association made the opportunity to provide a new home for the lawn bowling club. I think that's the name. They have their own separate building, which is adjacent to the arena, which is a great thing to see. So that is that for the Hamilton Bulldogs. And hopefully the next time I will cover the Hamilton Bulldogs would be when the schedule would be unveiled. It's likely going to be within a month, if not in a few weeks' time. It's usually around this period of time. The OHL playoffs and the CHL Memorial Cup will come in a few weeks' time. Less than a month from now, I should say. It's down to the Final Four. For those of you who are very interested, go watch the OHL on TV. It is an excellent product. I believe it is London in Erie in the Western Conference Championship round. Where on the East it is Niagara. I believe it's Barrie and Niagara. Niagara with a shocking sweep over the Kingston Frontenacs, who was a major favorite going into the playoffs. And a load of talent like guys like Wilson Krause It was a hell of a good talent there. Michael Delco as well. I mean, Kingston had the tools, but unfortunately, the productivity was not there, and shockingly, the Niagara Ice Dogs were caught fire at the right time into the championship round, and the winner of the Eastern and Western Conference Championship will go to the OHL Championship, and the winner of that will guarantee their spot at the Memorial Cup. But unlike the WHL, which will have the luxury of having two participants, two representation, the whole city, the Red Deer Rebels, and whoever, it could be Kamloops, Vancouver, who knows. And there's also another one in the QJMHL, excuse me. Like the OHL, they're going to have one representation as well. But I'll get my 2 cents about the Memorial Cup and what I think is going to be the format that should be done in the coming years ahead, especially for the 2017 Memorial Cup and even more so 2018 Memorial Cup, which is the 100th anniversary. And Hamilton is clearly primed for a spot for a whole site in 2018, but no official confirmation is provided. So that is that for the Hamilton Bulldogs report. And like I said, the schedule, when it does come out, I will provide the schedule with my thoughts about it. That will be within a month, if not a few weeks' time from now. And over to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'm just going to quickly mention about the mini camp. It's going to take place next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, April 26th to up April 28th. It will take place, I believe, at Ron Joyce Stadium at McMaster University. I got to double check. Go to tigercats.ca for details. And they're expected to announce closer by the end of this week, if not next week. At some point, they will announce the time for each day of the mini camp. And mini camp is like mostly regarding free agent tryouts and some veteran players trying to get in condition for a lot of conditioning for the upcoming season, like returning Tiger players, I should say. And finally, go to tigers.ca to see the mini camp. Finally, it's gonna click here. I apologize. They have signed several players into the team in time for either mini camp, if not, go right ahead to the training camp this coming May, late May, I should say, late May, early June. It says here on Tigers.ca, the Hamilton Ticats announced Monday, which was yesterday at the time of the recording, that the team has signed 3 international free agents, including defensive lineman Delano Johnson and Terry Redden, as well as linebacker Charles Clay. Johnson played for the Toronto Argonauts last season. It had 1 defensive tackle, 1 forced fumble in 2 appearances with the Toronto Argonauts last season. Redden played for the Carolina Panthers last year. He attended training camp and played 4 preseason games for the Panthers before being released on September 5th, like being cut, one of the final cuts on the roster. With the University of Memphis, he played 46 games, started 31 of them, registered 97 career tackles, including 19 tackles for loss and 6.5 sacks for the Tigers. And finally, from the University of Hawaii, Clay spent time on the practice roster in 2014, the inaugural season of the Ottawa Redblacks. And